hold the time on that.
Hold the clock.
Thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Sir, I just want to again thank the Central Committee for the opportunity to do this today, coming before you. And for all of you that have taken time out of Sunday to be here. It just shows the interest that we have in Charles County. I also want to thank Ruben for the years of service, obviously, as a county commissioner, and all the candidates that are here. And thank you for jumping into this. It's very important to be engaged, and you're engaged here in the county. I am here happily to be able to address you today. I have 1 day left in the General Assembly. That's tomorrow. It's our last day. And after 8 years of service, I'm very happy to be meeting you. Thank you. The question that we have before us today is, what would you do if you're elected? There are a few things that I think are worth mentioning. Number one is that today the tone of our county government feels fractured to some degree. One of the very first things that I would do as president of the county commissioner is to work with the board of commissioners. I believe the role of the president is to uplift and to make every county commissioner a successful county commissioner. All 4 of them should be successful. And one of the very first things that I would do is that I would allow, and not only allow, but insist, that each county commissioner serve as vice president of 1 year of their 4-year term, so that each one has an opportunity to be in leadership. Each one has an opportunity to see how the county operates. And certainly, from the standpoint of, you can't always be there. County governments must be as seamless as possible as we can make it. So I would certainly work to build the board in a way to help them be good commissioners. The other thing, I would work to rebuild the trust within county government. We have wonderful people working in county government today. They come in every day to do the good work for us. They need to know that they are valued, that the work that they do is appreciated, and I would meet with every one of them, every agency director, and the employees. Find out what's working in county government and what isn't, and what we do to change that. So it's important to rebuild that infrastructure and have folks there who know and want to come to work every day and do the work that they do. They do it anyway, but they should come to an environment that feels safe, where there's trust, and they have leadership that they can come to work with. The other thing that I would do is to start to work more closely with the business community. The first thing we need to do is to get with our local businesses, find out from them what is good about doing business in Charles County, and what are the difficulties, and what are the things that we can do to keep businesses here and to help them grow. I will tell you, I hear people that say it's easier to pull a permit in D.C. than it is in Charles County. And D.C. is many, many, many times bigger bureaucracy than D.C. We need to change that. And then I would work with the Chamber and the Economic Development Department. We need to work together to bring good, solid commercial business here in Charles County. Transportation's an issue. We need to, and we're going to do that, but it's always talking about how do we move people out of the county, which is important. I think we need to look at what do we do to grow jobs and things here in the county so people can stay here, work in the county, build our tax base. That's what we need to do, hold down our property taxes and things, because that's why some people are leaving. And the other thing is, I believe that I fundamentally have a very different perspective on what government is. It shouldn't be about power and money and politics as usual. But from my standpoint, government should be about improving the lives of people and our people. And that the power to me is the power in community, and it's the power in collective action. I fundamentally believe that. And that everyone is in. Everybody's in. Nobody is left out, and there are no exceptions to that. This county government and this county belongs to everybody. And that's fundamental to how I believe government should operate. This is not 2014 election rhetoric. You need only look at my record. Look at my record of the work I've done over the years. But look at what I've done in the last 8 years in Annapolis. I've always supported our teachers in full funding for education. That is core to what we're doing in this county. I've been very instrumental in foster kids and foster care, health care for more people, environmental issues. I've always had 100% rate there. I support the DREAM Act for our undocumented students. Marriage equality, so people know that their children will always be protected. People should be able to love who they choose. I support repealing the death penalty because there's a disparity there. It certainly targets our minorities and certainly stuff with property taxes. So with that, I'm going to end, but I want to thank you all very much for the pleasure of serving you the last 8 years in Annapolis, and I look forward to serving you the next, and this next go around in my career. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, John. Creek, which will also give access to the water. We have over 200 miles of shoreline in this county. We'll have access to the water for our citizens. The National Guard was ready to pull out of Charles County, and I worked diligently with the Maryland National Guard to find a new site for them, and construction has already begun on the new armory on Hawthorne Road outside of La Plata. And the good news there is the county will be getting the old historic armory building, which we'll be able to use for other purposes. One additional caveat of the new Guard building is it will be a community center for all to take advantage of. So those are 2 projects. Another project I'm really proud of, and this was a collaboration between the College of Southern Maryland and the Maryland Department of Planning, and that was for the next campus of the College of Southern Maryland to be located in Charles County, in Hughesville. And that will help bring Hughesville back to life. Again, this is another ambitious project. Students will be taking classes in Hughesville on the new campus by the end of 2015. The Harry Nice Bridge, a nightmare for decades. We've heard so much about it. We've gotten minimum amounts of funding. Just a couple of months ago, we've received $50 million from the state government, which will help open up federal funds, and it's taken that project from being an if to a win. So those are some collaborative projects that I've been involved in very closely over the past 4 years. Accessibility. You send me an email, you get a response. You get a response within the same day, and it's written by me. It's not handed off to county staff. I am engaged with the citizens. Those of you who are aware of my social media presence know that you can also engage with me on Facebook. Again, whether to contact me, whether to get news. My background is in the news business, and so I run my Facebook page like a newsroom. Some people say I'm pretty good at giving weather reports as well.
You are.
I think it's important to utilize new media. I hold monthly town hall meetings in various locations in a casual atmosphere and stuff coffee with the commissioner. Every one of those meetings is videotaped and made available for online viewing later. This month, something more exciting. My next coffee with the commissioner, which is at the baseball stadium, will be broadcast live on the internet, so that those who can't attend will be able to attend via virtuality. So I bring creativity, public relations, and marketing skills. I think one of the jobs of being a Charles County Commissioner is also to be a cheerleader for the county. And I take my job extremely serious. However, I don't take myself that serious. Which is why I think sometimes you do fun things as a county commissioner. Recently we had a contest to rename the snakehead, and now it's the spotted child. And Charles County received an amazing amount of positive media attention around the world. I was interviewed by Korean television, who's planning on changing the name of the snakehead, where it's indigenous, to the spotted child. That's a fun thing to be able to be involved in as a county commissioner. I'm very honored to have received the endorsement of the Education Association of Charles County, the Sierra Club for my environmental stewardship, as well as the only candidate in Charles County to this point to receive the endorsement of Governor Martin O'Malley. You have no idea how proud that makes me, but those are just endorsements. For me, there is no greater endorsement than what you did for me in 2010, and I hope you'll do again for me in 2014. Please vote for me in the June 24th primary, and also please remember early voting starts June 12th. I would be honored to serve as your county commissioner for another 4 years. Thank you very much.
District 1 Commissioner candidate, Sam Graves.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank the Central Committee for hosting this event. I'd like to thank all of you for coming out on this beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon, which we haven't had many of this year so far. I'm Sam Graves. I'm a lifelong resident of Southern Maryland of the 2 years I spent in the United States Army, where I started learning all my leadership skills. After the Army, I joined the Charles County Sheriff's Office, spent 29 years there, attended many seminars, training, and classes on building teams, running teams, being a team leader, and team building skills. After I retired from the Sheriff's Office, about a year off, did some honeydews around my house, and I started driving a school bus, reconnecting with the children of our community. And you'd be amazed how much they'll tell you as you're driving down the road about their lives and their dreams and so forth. I also serve on the board for 5 nonprofits in Charles County. I give back to the county through this nonprofit. I'm the president of Christmas in April. At the end of this month, we're going to repair 16 homes of low-income seniors in Charles County so they can continue living in their homes. As a commissioner, I work on a project to give low-income seniors laying up on property tax credits before their primary home counted against them for the gross income, which some of them wouldn't qualify for the tax credit because of the value of their home. Living rollers, we even see handicapped people out there in wheelchairs. That was a great project. The Regency Furniture Stadium, which we built on Piney Church Road. It's an outdoor entertainment venue. It's not just a baseball diamond, it's an outdoor entertainment venue. I see corporate offices having their meetings in the Legends Room. So it was a great investment in the county also for entertainment and other reasons. We also started building the Waldorf West Library. And as I visit that library, I see that that was a good decision also. The location was great because it's accessible to bicycles and pedestrians. When I go in there, almost every computer in that building is occupied and used at all times by adults and children. The children learning areas are full of children learning new things. So that was a good decision also. The Charles County Public Schools presented to us the new St. Charles High School. The original proposal was for $120 million to build that new high school. We sent it back to them and said, we can't afford that. We want you to deal with value engineering on that. It came back with another proposal at $79 million, which will hold the same number of children, it will educate the same number of children. And that was affordable for us, and we approved that to move forward. Because it isn't the bricks and blocks that educate our children, it's the highly qualified teachers that we hire in Charles County that educate our children. And I think we need to put their money there to make sure we hire and continue to keep highly qualified teachers in Charles County. We also built a lot of roads for Western Parkway, part of that was built under my watch, Middletown Road, St. Charles Parkway, Rosewick Road, and we had plans to build more roads because we need to build more roads to make sure that you can get around to where you need to get to when you're out shopping Saturday and Sunday in Walker. The next road I'd like to see built is the Billingsley Road cross-county connector from Middletown Road to Bryant's Road. It needs to be built for several reasons. One is it needs to be built because of the motoring safety of our public. The road itself doesn't cause the accidents, it's the bad drivers on that road. But I tell my family, and I'll tell all of you, you want to be the next victim of that bad driver when they come around the turn and run head on you. So we need to build that road for that reason. The other part of it is it's part of our economic growth. We're going to connect the 2 major centers, Bryan's Road and Walworth, together because that's where the economic engines are going to be with the rail and airport being extended. A lot of economic growth is going to happen around that airport. We need to connect those 2 together, and Billingsley Road is that connector. The houses everybody fears that will come when Billingsley Road is built are going to happen anyway. It's our development district. That land has already been slated to be developed and houses built on it. So the house is going to be built. We need to put the infrastructure in place to accommodate the increased traffic that's going to happen on those roads. I thank you for your time. I hope I can earn your vote. I appreciate you being here and giving me the opportunity to earn your vote today. I ask that you vote in the primary. The primary is the main election for Charles County. Once the primary is over with, the general election, the Republicans don't have much set there. So, primary election, June 24th, early voting starts June 12th. Please get out and vote, get your friends out and vote. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
District 2 Commissioner Deborah Davis.
Good afternoon. Hello. I would also like to thank the Democratic Central Committee for sponsoring this event. This is a great opportunity for the candidates to be heard and for you guys to get an idea of who you will be voting for. My name is Deborah Davis. It has been an honor to serve as your commissioner from District 2 for the last 3 years. and I am running for re-election. And what I want to say to you today is that I have brought all my experience as a lawyer, a mediator, a trained advocate to bear for you on that Board of Commissioners for the last 3 years. What I hope you saw each and every day over the past 3 years that my only agenda was and continues to be to do the best to improve the quality of life for all of Charles County residents. I want to speak to you today about 3 things that I hear whenever I go across the county. And these are 3 things that I would like the priorities for the next Board of Commissioners to be. The 3 things are, what are you going to do about traffic? What plans do you have for development or redevelopment? And certainly, last but not least, what are you going to do about those darn taxes? First of all, regarding traffic, there's no guess, everybody knows that we have a shortage of infrastructure. We need more infrastructure in the county. I believe that the light rail, I would continue to support the light rail. It is good for the county, and it's good for the western side of the county, it's good for the entire county. I hear whenever I'm around the county that congestion is the #1 concern of our citizens. And it's the concern right now. It's not for later. Light rail won't solve the problem right now. And if we're all honest, we all know that it's only going to get worse. And it's not going to get worse because of overdevelopment or sprawl. It's going to get worse because of the development district. Because what we expect, and we all know, is going to happen in our development district. While we wait for light rail, we also need to move forward with upgrades on 301. We need to improve the traffic flow from east and west of our county, including the cross-county connector. It's far past an inconvenience now. People have complained about it being an inconvenience. I believe that it's at the level now where it's a matter of safety, not just for commuters, but for our kids, for our school buses that travel on Billingsley Road. Any improvements the commissioners make now to improve the safety on Billingsley Road is just a Band-Aid effect. We really need to make some long-term plans to do better with traffic congestions for our citizens, and we can do it. There are environmental concerns, but we have an obligation to do better, and we can do better, and we can take care of our environment and take care of the safety of our citizens. Secondly, I'll continue to push for more jobs in the county, including bringing more businesses to the county. Everybody talks about it. We need to increase our commercial base. We rely too much on your income taxes and your property taxes today. We need to be able to build a commercial base. And it's connected with the tech park. We already have the tech park designated right now. There's water there, there's sewer there. It borders on one of our major corridors. There's no reason why we shouldn't make that part of our future development. It's the best, quickest answer to build our economy. You know, one thing that we run into a lot is because we're a commissioner form of government, sometimes we find it difficult to set clear plans for the future. Because at the stroke of a pen, we can stop a road. We can change our vision of our economy or how we're going to build our economy. That is not a good environment for businesses to come to. We've got to change that. We've got to build long-term, comprehensive plans for the future. We have to be more fiscally responsible. While we made it through one of the worst economic times of our country, we made it through it well. But with the stroke of a pen, we were able to increase the taxes of all of your citizens to the highest tax rate of any county in the state of Maryland. I will not support any more tax increases. We can't do that. We have to live off of the money we have and the money we make. That's so important. I also will not support agencies who refuse to have their budgets audited to get any more money. We have to stop the bleeding somewhere. And there are agencies that requested over $90 million who will not let the county commissioners see their budget. Talk to me later about that. Lastly, I will build upon all of the successes that we've had already. This board has had a lot of successes. And some of them have been the Citizens Liaison Office. I believe, I sure hope you've all benefited from our Citizens Liaison Office. The County Internship Program, which I helped sponsor. Vision 2020 Program, which you guys know about. Anyway, I'm summing up now. My name is Deborah Davis. I'm asking for your vote on June 24th. Thank you so much.
To speak into the mic, some folks apparently are are having trouble hearing in the back, so if we could just, I have one of those booming voices, so I'm pretty sure Michael's carries it, but for the softer spoken. Ladies and gentlemen, District 2, Commissioner candidate Johnny DeGiorgi.
Good afternoon. I want to thank the Central Committee for putting this together. I want to thank the audience for being here. I know you'd like to be doing other things on a nice Sunday afternoon. All right, I have a number of issues. I only have 5 minutes to do it in, but 3 things come to the top of my mind here. Stop the special interest groups from approaching the commissioners. Try to control the commissioners. Developing and planning that has been bad for the last 25 years. And then our taxes. Of course, all of us are going to be talking about taxes. We're going to say we're not going to raise taxes. Well, we'll know that come next month, because that's going to be our tax month there. Because everybody will be down at the county building, and we'll be going to that meeting. So, now, 3 other things. Managed growth, transportation, responsible leadership. Managed growth, listen to the citizens, not corporations. Preserve our heritage while moving forward. Match businesses with neighborhood character and needs. Is it a need or is it a want? Do we want it or do we need it? How many have kids in this room that when they go shopping, they say, I want this or I want that? And mom or dad says, well, son or daughter, do you need it? So that's what we need to start asking ourselves in government. Do we need it or do we want it? If we don't need it, we don't need to be spending money for it. Now, I say no to the cross-county connector. Now, the reason I say no to it, I have driven that road probably more than anybody in this room. And the reason being is I'm a driver's ed instructor. And I take my students down that road. You drive slowly. I used to drive with the medic unit. Out of all the years that I rode with the medic unit, there was only 1 accident that I came across as an EMT. And that was a girl that came around the corner and she had her cell phone in her hand and she missed by hitting me and ran into a ditch. So having her cell phone. So we stopped that by passing laws on that. Cross-county connector, all that's going to do, we had millions of dollars they wanted to spend in 2006 on it, 2010, now they're talking about 2012. Excuse me, 2014. All right, what are we going to do? 4 more years later, we're going to talk about it again? Because Maryland denied it. They canceled it. I don't know what part of canceling and denying they don't understand. So enough on that. No to the proposed comprehensive plan. Well, they've already passed that. They even established a 6-person panel. They came back with their recommendations. They didn't agree with them. They threw it out. They went on ahead and passed it. So, transportation, options for all citizens, not just plans, and create solutions now. I've been to more meetings over the past 10 years, 12, 14 years about the 301. They talk about a 301 bypass, east and west. Now look at the mess they made up here in Brandywine. You can't put a bypass in now. There's nowhere to dump it in at. We thought that Roswick Road was going to be our bypass. Guess what? Look what they're doing to Roswick Road. Tearing down every tree they can, that's been up there. They're tearing them down. All right? Responsible leadership. Open commissioner spending records. We serve as public. We're not employees. We serve the public. We were voted in. Therefore, anything we do is open for the public to see it. So I want to hear this that, well, it's a personnel matter. No, it isn't. We're not part of the personnel. We weren't hired. We were voted in. No to take home SUVs. That was Commissioner Cooper's deal on that. That should have never happened.
Commissioner
I'm
candidate.
Johnny D. George. I hope you'll
District 2.
elect me for commissioner.
Commissioner candidate District 2, Melanie Holland.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Many thanks to the Charles County Democratic Central Committee for hosting this event and for all the citizens, families, and friends that have come out today. I am a lifelong Democrat, and as fellow Democrats, we should be unified and pushing for Democratic candidates. Please know that I was in office in the Waldorf Lady Democratic Club, which is now the Northern Democratic Club, and currently I'm the secretary for the Veterans Democratic Club of Charles County, and I also serve on the club's finance committee. Recently, I retired after 33 years of federal service with the Department of Homeland Security. I oversaw a $100 million budget, and I supervised 20 people. Why is this important? It's important because I'm accustomed to running an organization and approving large budgets. In addition, I received numerous awards for thinking outside of the box and providing best business practices and working with limited resources and staying within the budget. When you choose me for your commissioner, I will work with my colleagues and staff to push for the following: transportation. Short term, right now we currently have MTA, the commuter buses. One of the things that we should do is take a look at the route, rework the route to improve that, and then work to implement the rapid bus transit. Long term, working with federal and state transportation agencies to ensure Charles County meets the requirements for light rail. Taxes, that's something that everybody's mentioned. As a county, Charles County has some of the highest taxes in the state. I will propose a FERC hold on income and property taxes. Economic development, I would work to entice businesses to Charles County and support local businesses with initiatives. We need to start thinking of ourselves as part of the government game. We're not that far from Washington, D.C. Currently, the FBI is looking for a new home. That's something that we did not try to acquire. PG County is working to get the FBI, as well as Arlington. In the future, that's something that we need to look at, attracting federal agencies to Charles County. Recently, I received the coveted Education Association of Charles County endorsement. I am thankful for this endorsement. I will work with the EACC, the Charles County Board of Education, and the Charles County delegation to address deficiencies in our schools and antiquated infrastructure while continuing cooperation with the Sheriff's Office to improve student and staff safety. Just as important as the facilities and students are our educational professionals and school support staff. And their financial packages should be on par with their regional peers. Veteran court. Our veterans have taken care of us, now it's time to take care of them. I will work with the Charles County delegation to establish a local court charged with handling cases of military veterans. The service court will handle minor criminal cases like battling substance abuse and service-related illnesses such as post-traumatic stress syndrome. Whether I lived in another commissioner election district, I would still be running for commissioner to address the issues I just mentioned. Therefore, I ask that you get behind my candidacy and vote for me. With your help, we can make a better way forward for the county. Thank you all.
District 2, Commissioner candidate Melanie Holland, I'm sorry. Next up, District 3 candidate Jim Easton.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is Jim Easter. Let historians record that Jim Easter served you with a kind heart and a good spirit. Public office should provide public service and not private gain. I am not for sale at any price. I'm a parent, a grandparent, a veteran of the United States Army. I've lived in Waldorf for over 20 years. I am no stranger to you. I have traveled across this county repeatedly, and I have worked with most of you for many, many years. I just saw Mrs. Spinks. She and I taught social studies at La Plata High School, local, state, and national government, and U.S. history. What a wonderful memory, Mrs. Spinks. Unity. We must work together. If you call me, I will call you back. We need to have substantive discussions on all major public policy issues. Everyone should contribute to the discussion so that we get the very best public policy formulation for everyone in this county. Am I too loud? I'm a little hard of hearing. I'm a veteran. If experience matters to you, I was a legislative analyst at the Maryland General Assembly working with the leadership. Issue papers, prison policies in Maryland. Juvenile Services, state of Maryland, wanted to put a regional jail in the western side of Charles County. The citizens opposed it. Then they wanted to dump it on us in Waldorf. We organized for action, and we defeated it. We saved the taxpayers $64 million for 64 beds. It made no sense. We organized for action, and we stopped that jail from being built in Waldorf, Maryland. I've been a mentor in the school system for many, many years. I work with Al Coleman, who's a member of the Central Committee, on a regular basis. The issue of transportation, light rail, is critical in this county. 6 out of 10 citizens in this county commute north out of this county each